It was a dark and stormy Halloween night. He found himself alone and stranded in the woods. All of a sudden, he heard a sound ever so faintly in the distance. What could it be? He started to walk, and as he walked, he heard more and more noises from the woods. Birds and beasts alike. He started to run, and as he ran, the sounds grew louder. Something was chasing him. Faster and faster he ran until...
Hello, it's only me, don't be too scared. Today we're going to make some scary Halloween stories. So, the first step is to go to your desktop and you'll see a folder called Halloween Story. Double click that to open it, and inside there you will see a Reason project file called Halloween Story. Double click that and click Login on the left if it asks you. Okay, so today for our Halloween story sound effects, we are going to use a new instrument called the NNXT. And this is a sampler which can play back any sound we load into it. This week I have loaded a whole host of scary Halloween sound effects for you to use. If you look on this blue window here, you can see the name of all the different sound effects that I have loaded, and you can also see a keyboard. This tells us which key we have to press to hear the sound. Let's first of all press F7 to get to the sequencer and ensure that this Record Enable button is red. That will mean that when we press a key on the keyboard,
I am Dracula,
we hear one of the sounds. So first ensure that Record Enable is indeed enabled. Then let's go back to the rack by pressing F6 and listen through all of the different sound effects. I want you to listen to them all and decide on at least 5 sound effects that you're going to use for your story. So let's listen through them now together. And as you listen to them, you'll notice that the sound is louder depending on how hard you press the key. So let's listen to the first one. Second one is the black note. And so on. So listen to your sounds and decide the 5 at least that you will use. Do that now, please. Okay, now that you've decided on your 5 sound effects to use, I want you in your groups to write a very simple story involving all those 5 sound effects. So let's open OpenOffice on the desktop and create a new text document. You can give your story a name and underline it. And then underneath, write down your names. The story should be very short, just 5 or 6 sentences, or a little bit longer if you like, and it should use all 5 or more of your selected sound effects. So if we have a look at my story that I wrote. It's very, very simple. And it starts off by first setting the scene. So we know where the story takes place. It could be in a creepy wood or in a dark cave or something like that. Find a sound that you want to use and set it in that place. So this is my story. You can see here that I've written in brackets numbers. These represent a different sound effect. So eventually one of you will read the story and the other will trigger the sound effect at the right time. And how will you know which key to press? Well, on the sheet that I gave you, you have a picture of your keyboard and you can write the corresponding number on the correct key. So if your first sound effect is this key here, you can write number 1. If your second sound effect is this key here, you can write number 2, and so on. So I would like you to write your story, mark up your sheet, and put in the numbers in the right places. Do that now, please.